Okay, so I'm really excited to talk to you guys about the absolute value function and also how we could apply that concept to buying a car. So I realize when you go to the car dealership, you're not going to plug in this formula and say, okay, A, that's how much I stretch the graph of the absolute value of what I'm going to buy this car for, and X is X minus H, where H tells me, what I'm going to do horizontally on the x-axis, and then K, what I'm going to do vertically on the y-axis. You're not going to do that, but it plays a role in everything that's going on. And there's some value there, pun intended. So from the Edmunds website, we have a manufactured suggested retail price or sticker price of $24,350 for the 2019 Toyota Camry. And that's just one price that was listed. That's a real number. The more nebulous figure is the true market value. I say nebulous because a friend of mine who used to sell cars says it's not perfect information. That would be a term economists would use as well. But it gives us something to work with, and it's the average of the sticker prices listed on that website. Kelley Blue Book is a site you might go to if you're buying a used car. But Edmunds potentially is a place to do some research for buying a new vehicle. And then, according to Edmunds, the invoice price there was $23,342. Okay, and I'm not going to actually plug in those numbers, not on this video anyway. But again, when we're talking about how we manipulate that graph, just to know, and I'm not going to go into too granular detail, A again is how you would stretch that, and I'll go into more detail later, but again, you do the opposite of whatever this sign is here. So if it's negative, that means you're going to move to the right. And if that were positive, you'd go to the left. A little counterintuitive, but it is what it is. And then it's more intuitive with respect to K. If it's positive, then you go up on the vertical axis, on the y-axis. And if it's negative, you go down where I drew in red here. And that said, here we go. From the manufacturer's point of view, we can imagine plugging in the absolute value of X minus the sticker price plus the true market value. And then if we add and subtract some figures on both sides, to isolate just the absolute value of X, then we would have the sticker price minus the true market value, and sort of ignore the other side of this graph, this thing that looks like a V. And then that's just because, hey, as the consumer, you aren't going to want to pay more than the sticker price, right? And then from the standpoint of the dealer, they really don't want to sell the car, in most cases, for less than the invoice price either. So you have a different constraint, a different function. We'll call that g of x. And in that event, you have when you isolate for the absolute value of x, you'd have an invoice price plus the true market value. And you can imagine on a number line where t is the true market value, I is the invoice price, and s is the sticker price, you can imagine, an absolute value that would fall in here of where the prices would lie.